lost status, Bell Harbor. I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Sold yard bag, told the cutter. I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going ass Lori about the paddock, and going ass Joy and ass dead. For leak water, trying to drown a bitch. Just a habit, tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm crippin' a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her first gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating, I'm out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for them numbers for mad. Real nigga learn them, in the bag. Piping a bitch and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. Stay with some scammers, but no one's a pain. Trapping no rapping, my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.
What it do, what it do, what it do. Good morning, happy Sunday morning. I go by the name of BRWE, representing that Self-Made Hustle TV. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, man. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
They say they need answers. About what? When I get big fat. Big fat, big fat. You went about it the wrong way, so we can't fix that. I'm so straight. She mad at you, so she come fuck me for get back. Next time you bring me up, just make sure you stay big fat. Tell the truth. Big fat, big fat, big fat, big fat.
Big fact, big facts. Motherfucker, you gotta let that shit sink in, man. I don't know what I'm saying. If your page ain't got no motion, you probably ain't gonna have to keep no motion. Just let that shit sink in.
They drop that again, who they drop that again? You can tell by the way they dress on the latest trend. Don't let that go over your head, let it sink in. Have them chop your dread, let that sink in. With that Lamborghini, the two-seater like I drag. I can put some Poochie on her coochie, yeah, I'm nasty. I've been giving them love on my career, this shit I'm texting. Don't let that go over your head, let it sink in. Have him chop your dread, let that sink in. 10 million on a check, all I need is a pen. Think I better get rest, have my patience then. You can tell by the way they dress on the latest trend. In case you put in the face, that shit don't make a 10. When you build off faith, this shit don't break up in. Know this shit be fake, you still gon' take a chance. But they let me cook with a pots and pan. We coming in second quarter, I'm about to hit the gas. I been keep shit cordial, I be about to crash. 24-inch forges on a black sedan. I'm shopping on Mr. Porter, and I go shop in France. 101 jeans from Gucci, these ain't Dapper Dan. Let these niggas be goofy, I got a master plan. Got my feet kicked up, I'm kicking like Jackie Chan. 1,500 or nothing, I got a pack from rents. Connects cross the border that I can call on hand. Don't let that go over your head, let that sink in. Have them chop your dread, let that sink in. 10 million on a check, all I need is a pen. Think I better get rest, have my patience then. You can tell by the way they dress on the latest trend. In case you put in the face, that shit don't make a 10. When you build off faith, this shit don't break up in. In my life like a movie, how I do it, you can imagine. I'm Camping trip this winter in the jacuzzi in the cabins. Got me a brand new Minkers made by Louis screaming fashion. 4G Auto, these ain't Davins. Pulling off in the Spider with the top off, I like that one. Like I'm choosing the cipher about that paper, I'm gon' tax them. If you niggas don't like it, you gon' face me on the last one. With that Lamborghini, the two-seater like I drag. I can put some Poochie on her coochie, yeah, I'm nasty. I've been giving them love on my career, this shit I'm taxing. Don't let that go over your head, let it sink in. Have them chop your dread, let that sink in. Take me on a check, all I need is a pen.
Young nigga Rick that hoe. Good morning, man. I've been bullshitting a few days and shit. But I feel like sometimes when I be into the bullshit and constantly watching the bullshit, I have to get back to learn something. I be using this YouTube to learn something, man, sometimes. You know, like once you overload your mind with a bunch of bull stuff, you know, that's what you tend to, you know, kick into. So lately America, you know, I really don't, I be knowing a lot about politics and shit, but I choose not to, you know, because the way it comes out from me, it's gonna sound like I'm racist because I'm for my people. Regardless, I love all people, but I'm for my people, man. You know what I'm saying? So I choose not to get into it. It's a lot of stuff going on, man, like erasing history. I'm gonna ask y'all, like, how can you erase history? Bro, don't you realize that it's a lot of black goals that's been hit by black people in history that made history that they trying to erase? Wow. I'm gonna let y'all watch this, man. I'm just gonna let y'all watch this, man. It's crazy. How can you, like, it's crazy, y'all.
Huge turnouts from Washington, D.C. to Chicago, West Virginia, Utah, and beyond. Protests in nearly every state.
What you are about to hear in this video segment is a documented observation. In the early month of April 2025, people across the United States took to the streets to demand that the Trump administration keep its hands off democracy. It should keep its hands off Black history too. This is because since Trump took office, the Park Service, an agency charged with preserving American history, has changed how its website describes key moments, from slavery to Jim Crow. In April 2025, it was reported that the United States National Park Service had begun scrubbing information from its exhibits about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad, one of the most significant stories of resistance against chattel slavery in the United States. The page had been edited to remove material about the anti-slavery leader. Other government pages have been changed or deleted amid efforts to scrub references to diversity and inclusion. For years, the National Park Service webpage introduced the Underground Railroad with a large photograph of its most famous conductor, Harriet Tubman. The Underground Railroad, the resistance to enslavement through escape and flight through the end of the Civil War, refers to the efforts of enslaved African Americans to gain their freedom by escaping bondage. The page began, but Tubman's photograph is now gone. In its place are images of Postal Service stamps that highlight Black-white cooperation in the secret network, and that feature Tubman among abolitionists of both races. The introductory sentence is gone too. It has been replaced by a line that makes no mention of slavery, and that describes the Underground Railroad as one of the most significant expressions of the American civil rights movement. The effort bridged the divides of race, the page now says, from painting over Washington, D.C. As Black Lives Matter mural, to temporarily scrubbing the stories of Navajo code talkers in World War II. From federal websites, scholars and activists say the Trump administration is trying to erase non-white history. Stories of even recent non-white history are being erased at rapid speed. Kayana Jones says it hurt seeing the jackhammers dig up the yellow concrete that she had painted with the words Black Lives Matter.
When you're down there literally hearing
Hey, they
and
did that in
feeling
my
the
city
street
too.
being torn up, seeing like literally the paint being pushed to the side.
That was Kayana Jones. 5 years ago, after the police killing of George Floyd, Jones was one of the artists who came out to paint in the middle of the night. She says watching the mural's removal felt like watching an attempt to erase the racial justice movement that arose out of grief over Floyd's killing. Jones says there's always been this kind of erasure, but now it's supercharged. The Department of Defense, for example, has been scrubbing websites for images and articles they equate with diversity, equity, and inclusion. A page about the military career of baseball great Jackie Robinson was erased and then restored after pushback, as a few others have been.
Hey,
Don Moynihan.
you see, what they try to do is slide it in there. They try to slide it in there until his family members and loved ones and people got on their tails about it. Then they try to slide it back in. Bro, come on. Everybody know about old Jackie, man. How can you forget? The same way we know about Babe Ruth. Why y'all ain't go delete Babe Ruth stuff? Man, y'all gotta understand that America is doing some weird stuff to us right in front of our faces. But we can't say that black people ain't worried, because you want to know what black people is too worried about? Black people is worried about focus on trying to get by and make it, pay these bills. They ain't really got time to pay attention. Nigga working too hard. Man, you got to pay attention, man. Bro, you cannot erase something that's in a book. So what you gonna do? Just throw the book in the trash? And not just a book, books. But why do it to us, though?
A political scientist at the University of Michigan, says that many pages and pictures, like on Arlington National Cemetery's website, are just gone. He says the Pentagon tells the larger story of defending America through individual tales of heroism.
If you take away pictures of women, if you take away pictures of black heroes, of Asians, of Native Americans, of Latinos, then who's left?
Don Moynihan asks, out of despair.
Hey, who's left?
A message that only white men.
Who's left? And I'm trying to show y'all to this that I'm not being racist, because this is a white man saying this. Like, you gotta wake up and look. It ain't gonna try to say, "Oh man, so man, he a racist, man." No, bro. This is on the board, bro. It's on the board. Even the white people see it. The good ones. They see this shit, bro.
And belong.
Moynihan points to the erasing of articles about the Navajo code talkers, who used their native language to create an unbreakable code in World War II. The DoD has restored those pages, but Zonnie Gorman, whose father was a code talker, says even the temporary erasure feels scary. Gorman says Native Americans have a long history of being erased. When her father and the other code talkers were kids, they were sent to federal boarding schools,
where they were systematically attempting to destroy our language and our culture. And the irony, right, that same government would turn around during World War II and say, hey, gee, well, you know, can you use your language and help us win this?
Hey, the same people that's trying to distort your culture, your shit, will ask you with the same mouth, man, can you use that thing that you used against them to win that war to help us? Even though we trying to take y'all down too. It's crazy work, y'all. This is America.
War.
She says the code talker's story is proof that diversity makes us stronger. But that contradicts the message coming from Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, a former Fox News host. Here he is in February, talking to Pentagon staff.
I think the single dumbest phrase in military history is our diversity is our strength. I think our strength is our unity.
Jason Stanley, a professor of philosophy at Yale, whose most recent book is titled Erasing History, says it isn't unifying to ban these histories. He says recent history is also being erased. He too points to the Black Lives Matter mural. It's not just about getting rid of a painting, he says, but an attempt to paint over evidence of a movement that brought people across the world out onto the streets.
We supposedly all coalesced as a country around finally trying to address structural racism, and there are symbols representing this kind of agreement.
The executive order that President Trump issued on the March of 2025 directing the Smithsonian Institution to eliminate divisive narratives stirred fears that the government had aimed to whitewash the stories the nation tells about itself. But a Washington review of websites operated by the National Park Service, among the key agencies charged with the preservation of American history, found that edits on dozens of
So yeah, that's no. I ain't gonna bore y'all with all that because y'all ain't like me. Y'all ain't gonna understand. Like, y'all got to pay attention to what's going on, man. Pay attention, bro. Like, bro, they doing the same thing they do to all them other little countries. How they debo them, they deboing us right here in our faces, man. Right here in our faces, dog. I'm telling y'all, dog. That's why I don't talk about it, man. It make you lose subscribers. It make you because they feel like, oh, you're not vouching for the white people. I show y'all white people saying it. Like, what I be trying to do is show y'all white people saying the shit instead of black people saying it. So y'all can see that, dog. It's raw right now, boy. Y'all ain't seen the gas price go down yet. Y'all ain't seen nothing but them attack a whole bunch of people that ain't even from here. That's all y'all seen. That shit costs money, fool. Y'all gonna figure it out. People not sure. People not coming to work when they supposed to come to work. Hey, ask Greg Abbott. Nigga formed a meeting. They supposed to vote on some rules. Nobody don't come to work. They way in other cities, other states, I mean. Because they don't trust his judgment because it's Trump. It's Trump's homeboy. See what I'm saying? Bro, these are the people making decisions, playing with our lives, bro. That's why I don't talk about it. People gonna be like, man, self-made, right? Nah, bro. This shit is on the board. If somebody was doing y'all wrong, I'm gonna put it on the board too. But they putting it on the board now, doing it to us though. This the hardest. Bro, do y'all realize all the programs that they took away? Bro, we talking about my girl daughter was in the program. What's this shit called? Damn, what is this shit called? Man, it's like a job training program where the kids live on site and learn a job trade. Because they might not be able to afford college or their grades say they'll be good just to go in college. They teach you hair, all types of different trades, computers and shit. And most of the people that use this stuff is minorities, bro. Just take it away from them. No, we don't want them to learn. We don't want them to learn. Because that's when they're dangerous. Tell y'all, y'all pay attention, dog. This ain't, my nigga, like, we talking about America. And they doing it right in front of our face. And my mama always told me that it's more racist people than you think. A lot of them not racist in your face. They do it behind closed doors, and them the worstest ones to me. At least if a person is a flat out racist, you know he a racist. You know to stay away from the nigga, whatever it is. Them sneaky mugs that's behind the door saying shit, like them the worstest ones, bro. That's what's fucking up America. What's messing up America, bro? Like y'all, they're not gonna let us ever in there. Enough of us in there ever. So it's gonna always be like this, dog. Always, bro. Never. And then when they get in there, they just elbow stuff around for them. Bro, please explain to me why it's good to take away from people who don't got nothing. And the people who got something take less. You take less away from them. I mean, I don't care what I said, people. I didn't say a race. People. It's about rich and poor. Y'all figured it out, man, dealing with Trump, man. You know what I'm saying? Trump is about rich and poor, and they don't like they don't want to pay them big taxes. They tired of paying that big money on the millions, man. Even though it ain't nothing, I wish I could even make a choice to do that. To even have a choice to you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we're gonna get into a little bit on Shannon Sharp, man. Y'all tell me if y'all think it's true or not, man. You know, I don't know. I'm just here, just people let me use this good content, so I be using it. Shout out to y'all, man. I don't know.
The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey. Oh, Lord. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest.
Oh, y'all ain't know what happened to Chris Tucker? Well, it gets a little deep. See, Chris Tucker had a problem. He films this movie called Rush Hour, and suddenly he becomes the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Not comedy actor, the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Every script in Hollywood wants a piece of Chris.
Hey,
Chris starts
shout out to you, Don.
down roles. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say they were asking him to do things that he wasn't a fan of.
Cat Williams just dropped a bomb about why Chris Tucker really walked away from Hollywood, and it had nothing to do with him being too greedy or chasing a bigger paycheck. According to Cat, the truth is way darker. They were allegedly pushing him to take part in wild, freaky, behind-closed-doors sessions, and Chris wasn't about to play that game.
I know Cube want to do another one because Cube, of course, it's like, you know, he kind of created Fridays, and I was in the first one. Yeah. And Cube, after I did the first Fridays back then, I never thought about doing sequels. I always wanted to do a good job and keep moving to the next movie.
This man went from sitting on top of Hollywood as one of its highest paid stars to being completely iced out, blackballed so deep he can't even land a role in a low-budget indie film. The machine wasted no time swapping him out for actors who were willing to do what was asked. Names like Martin Lawrence, Kevin Hart, and Jamie Foxx.
So Cube asked me back in, I think it was 96 or 97. He's Chris, we want to do another Fridays, man. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to do another Fridays. I want to do like Eddie Murphy and them did. I want to do
this ain't the right one. This is another one. Man, my bad, y'all. That shit was crazy. I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, nah, this ain't the right one. Watch this, dog. Y'all don't have to watch this shit, dog. Y'all gonna be like, man, they doing old Shannon bad, man. But man, sometimes you can do it to yourself, man. Sometimes you can do that shit to yourself, bro. Like trying to be young. Trying to mess with these young girls, man. Like, that nigga Cat Williams told you, though. He told you that shit. He said that shit, bro. You was like, bro, okay. Oh, for real. Messing with them young girls.
Afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mug shots.
Right.
It's them young ones that's coming.
Yeah.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharp. The move coming after Sharp, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery.
Very grateful for that, but I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
Cat Williams just went off on Shannon Sharp, and trust he didn't hold back. After ESPN dropped Shannon like a bad habit, Cat is making it clear he's not shedding a single tear. Why? Because according to him, Shannon played himself. Cat saying it's wild to feel bad for a man who spent years dishing out so-called wisdom, only to trip on the oldest trap in the game.
White women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Here's the tea. ESPN cut ties right after Shannon settled a massive $50 million lawsuit with an OnlyFans model named Gabriella Zuniga. Yeah, that part. But here's the real twist. Kat warned him. Right there on Club Shay Shay, face to face, Kat told Shannon plain and simple, messing around with white women in this industry could get him tangled up in a mess he can't clean up. And let's not forget, Monique told him too. She gave Shannon some real solid dating advice trying to steer him right. But what did he do? Ignored all the red flags, threw caution out the window, and now look at him. No job, clowned online, and scrambling to clean up the mess. Instead of moving smart, he fumbled hard, got dragged all over the blogs, and ended up cutting a fat check just to settle things with that model. And now, ESPN straight up ditched him.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
You tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you. I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
And let's be honest, what serious network wants to touch a guy whose name is trending because of a major lawsuit tied to something that serious? Cat Williams is sitting back like, I told you this would happen. Sources close to Shannon are saying Kat's got zero sympathy because UNC had it all and threw it away on some reckless decisions. No one's feeling sorry for that.
Didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Majors, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out. And you were telling me.
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful. They had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
Now here's the wild part. An insider just spilled that Kat didn't warn Shannon about white women for no reason. He already knew Shannon was out here messing with that young OnlyFans.
Yeah, I already knew.
Before the lawsuit even dropped.
Yeah, I already
Kat saw
knew.
the setup coming from miles away. On the surface, Kat made it sound like he was speaking on the Jonathan Majors dramas, but nah, he was aiming straight at Shannon the whole time, just coded it real slick. And this just proves it again. Kat might crack jokes, but he never lies. Meanwhile, Shannon didn't want to hear it. He thought throwing millions at that model in a private settlement would save his image and keep his ESPN seat warm. But nope, ESPN still hit that switch and fired him anyway. And now, that OnlyFans model. And get this, just 24 hours after the settlement hit the news, Gabriella quit OnlyFans. She hopped on Instagram and made it official saying, "Today I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could never have imagined." She added that she's still going to be active on social media and has new projects coming soon. But let's be real, she ain't got to hustle like that no more.
Started, obviously,
Not
I'm sure
at all.
everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So
hey, bro.
I'm done with this. You done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline is going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this. I don't have to apologize, but I'm gonna do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
Shannon basically retired this girl for life. She hit the jackpot. Generational wealth secured. Thanks to one wild situation with a 50-year-old man still out here moving reckless. You really can't make this stuff up, and what comes next is even crazier. Ain't nobody giving Shannon a break right now. It's not just that he got played. It's the fact that this is the same man who once bragged about not letting his own daughter's wedding budget go over $30,000. And the internet did not let that slide, especially after leaked text came out showing he was out here dropping $25,000 per sheet with that OnlyFans model. Yeah, 25 racks per session. One person on X said it needed to happen just to expose how much of a hypocrite Shannon is. He lost what little respect people still had for him. Another user chimed in. Shannon Sharp has done a lot of questionable things, but finding out he was stingy with his daughter's wedding while throwing millions at an ex-worker, that one hit different. People are giving Shannon the hardest side-eye right now. Like, seriously. You dropped millions on a young white girl who clearly saw you as a walking ATM? Come on. How do you fumble that bad? And just when you think it couldn't get more humiliating, boom, ESPN hits him with the final blow. Just days after Shannon agreed to pay that massive settlement to Gabriella, ESPN cut him off for good. But here's the cold part. ESPN didn't even bother putting out a statement, not a word. People magazine reached out for a comment and ESPN straight up ignored it like Shannon didn't even exist. As for Shannon, he finally broke his silence on July 30th during his Nightcap podcast. He said he was at peace with ESPN's move, but then admitted he was begging behind the scenes to stay on. Shannon even begged ESPN to hold off on announcing his firing until after his big brother, Sterling Sharp, was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He later admitted he had to apologize to Sterling because deep down, he knew the lawsuit and his firing would completely overshadow his brother's moment. But ESPN and Disney showed zero sympathy. They didn't care about timing. They didn't care about family. They shut him down fast and ignored his request like it meant nothing. And here's what really stings. Shannon was this close to locking in a $100 million mega deal before all this blew up. He was in advanced talks for a major podcast contract that would have included all his Shishi Media shows, Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and even Humble Baddies. Here's the brutal timeline. April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriella hit him with that lawsuit, Front Office Sports reported that Shannon was about to ink a deal worth over $100 million. Fast forward, and now that deal, gone. Not only did Shannon lose the bag, but he also lost his seat at ESPN and burned every bridge tied to the Disney empire. That means ESPN, ABC, Hulu, and pretty much every major network that matters. Once you get hit with a stain this public and this messy one, there's no easy comeback, especially in those high-level media circles. Shannon was right there on the edge of becoming a full-blown podcast mogul, but that dream sank the moment he got caught up with a 19-year-old white girl. Every deal gone. Every project dead in the water. And just like Cat Williams said, nobody's feeling bad for him. Shannon had everything, and the power, the platform, the golden opportunities, and then he straight up threw it away, chasing something that wasn't worth the risk. But now it's your turn. How do you see it? Was Shannon's downfall his own doing, or did ESPN move too fast, cutting him off before the smoke even cleared? And what about that payout? Do you think Shannon was smart to hand over millions?
That's crazy work. Yeah, right. That's crazy work. Like crazy work, dog. A lot of money I've been begging behind the scenes too. Hey, man, bump this, man. The gatekeepers at SBN list now, that's real new. Yeah, hey, I need to definitely put that shit out. Hey, because we know y'all president on there. But you know, if they can make history disappear, K Shorts, if they can make Black history disappear, what you think they're gonna do with that list? Man, these people is weirdos, man. Y'all gonna understand that it's some shit going on, and it's definitely Illuminati type shit, illuminated, and they know what they doing. freaky shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not just blacks, it's both all races. They be too rich for their own blood, man. You know, I'm telling you that. Diddy, y'all talking about Diddy gonna get a little time and come back probation. Man, they want this boy to do 10 years out the gate. Let that sink in, man. 10 years, nigga. They want him to do 10 years after he beat the big shit. 10 years, fool. It's a lot of time, y'all. A lot of time. Dog, they can erase black history. Like something that's in some books. Like they just like Jackie Robinson, you just erase it and just like throw it away and oh, we're gonna bring it back. They treat it like it's some pair of shoes or something, like some Jordans, you know, they go away, but then they come back again. That shit crazy, dog. Y'all don't, man, like, man, shit is real, dog. It's real. It's definitely real, like, and people think it's a game what's going on, dog. You're not understanding a lot of the stuff that they're changing. Just say that Trump ain't in the presidency no more. The new president gonna have to fix it. You see how farther and farther behind we getting back. See, it's like a game that they playing, dog. This shit ain't no game. We ain't rich. On top of you trying to cause wars and shit, nigga. Nah, nigga, y'all crazy, fool. Y'all crazy, dog. Like, it's not what's up to me, fool. I don't like. Let me see what I got. What else I can go into? Cause I ain't leaving yet. I ain't going. Let me think. All right. It's still a stream, y'all. If you want to hit the link, you know, all you gotta do is type in the chat and tell me. Let me hit the link, man. And I will. I'll let y'all in. If you really a person.
All right, guys. So
I'm going to hold on real fast.
Well, 20 days ago, Drake dropped a stream titled Iceman Episode 1, which is something that we did break down on the channel. Now, a lot of us assumed that this would be a series of streams, and that turned out to be 100% correct because on July 24th at 9 p.m.
Shout out
Eastern,
to What's the
Drake dropped
Dirt,
episode 2.
man. Make
It's
sure
not
y'all
easy to
subscribe.
predict what he's doing with this rollout,
Cool
like
white
where this
guy,
is
man.
going. So Drake
Cool
is
ass
currently
white guy.
touring Europe right now, and when I looked at his schedule, I was really puzzled as to how he would even find the time to film the next Iceman episode. Everything that he's been doing takes an extreme amount of effort and time, and the fact that they're pulling things off like
You
this
know,
on his day
let me
off
get
between
this. My
shows
bad.
is really
I ain't telling y'all what's going on. But what this is I guess, you know, we all know Drake and Kendrick went to war a little bit. And most of the people, I ain't gonna say everybody, it's fans everywhere. They feel like Kendrick whooped his feet, you know? So now Drake is coming out with this new shit where he got like fucking like little films where he's in the ice factory and all types of shit with hidden messages and all types of crazy cryptic stuff trying to get back at Kendrick. And they say it's supposed to be something real big that he got. So I've been watching. A lot of people been sleep on hip hop because you know hip hop is really just flipping and shooting up shit and doing dumb shit. You know, it ain't really about the music no more. So yeah, I told a lot of people like, man, I don't listen to Drake no more because y'all not listening. Like all that shit is him subliminally throwing messages at people he just don't say names. This is the same shit as drill rap, but a little bit different. They not trying to unalive each other. They trying to rap their way out of these battles. Hey, y'all, and messing with this dude right here, what's the dirt? Breaking down these lyrics and stuff. A lot of these songs I done rode to and just was listening and jamming and thought it was just. I didn't even know they was talking about nobody. It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. So he breaks down the cryptic
A testament to just how hard this team is working. It really seems like he's constantly working. Like I don't even know when he sleeps. The first thing that we see is a black screen with nothing on it, and we hear the voice of an unknown man.
What's going on, man? It's been like 3 weeks since they found your truck. Shed is empty. No one can find you. You're not picking up. Everybody's looking for you, bro. This is going to be a problem.
I don't know who this man is, but it is a unique recording, as I can't find a single piece of media, a movie, or any audio.
This man is so dangerous right here. He tried to scramble and dabble to see if he can, through the system of the computers and the internet, if he can find the voice and tell us whose that voice is. But he didn't be able to find
matches this quote. The man says that a truck was found 3 weeks ago, and this aligns great with the Iceman episode 1 drop, as we had Drake driving the delivery vehicle 19 days prior, which is pretty much 3 weeks. It's for that reason where I believe the voicemail from this man really acts as a narrative bridge to tie the 2 episodes together. So he ends off episode 1 in the truck.
Already.
Now it's 3 weeks later. So Drake is really building on this character arc, and make no mistake, there is a story being told across these episodes. It's insanely cryptic, all of it. My theory on the voicemail is I believe the man leaving the message and what he's saying could be tied to Drake turning his back on UMG. As you know, Drake is currently in a legal war with the label, and after Not Like Us dropped, it's highly likely that he completely cut off communication with the label. Knowing who Drake is and what he meant to UMG, Drake going ghost probably made them pretty nervous. While all this is going on, Drake is quietly planning this lawsuit, and the label had no idea what was about to hit them. They probably tried to get in contact with Drake for a while, and he didn't respond. The man on the call sounds irritated and almost panicked. He's saying nobody can get a hold of you. This is going to be a problem, and you got to keep in mind, Drake acted as the label Superman
but he might
for 15
come back
years.
there,
A lot of the
He's
features
smart.
and
He's
favors that he
witty.
was doing
These
were
are
for
witty
artists
rappers.
under
They
UMG.
really
We're
rap.
talking about a lot of money. Like, this is
This
big
ain't like
business. Now,
these
all of a
niggas
sudden,
rap for real.
artists like DJ Khaled, who is under UMG, isn't getting a feature from Drake anymore. And that was literally the entire rollout for his album. The man had to cancel it because of it.
This guy's got 2 Drake songs on there. Okay, 2.
I'm curious to know how many other artists from UMG that he's shutting the door on. Drake's first musical release after the beef was on June 4th with Wagwan Delilah, a complete spoof parody track. And at the time, most of us were wondering what the fuck Drake was doing, because this seemed to be the last type of track to drop directly after his beef with Kendrick. However, it's with this record where I believe he was simply trolling UMG.
Wagwan Delilah, double date me if you like me.
I think Wagwan Delilah was the first time they heard Drake's voice after the beef. Like, this is how they heard from him. Shortly after the beef, UMG dropped 2 pre-recorded Camila Cabello tracks with Drake that they already had in the stash.
What he about to do?
Drake then leaked a bunch of his own music on the Plot Twist Instagram,
gonna do something.
clearly
He up
without
to
UMG's
it, fool.
approval, since they flagged the post and rushed the songs to streaming. He followed that up with a full collab album with Party Next Door, who signed to OVO, not UMG. The project dropped under Santa Ana, which was Sony, limiting UMG's profits. From there, Drake did a Spanish feature with Chino Paquez, another artist signed by Drake for one album, and a new collab with Smiley, another one of his artists. Even when you look at the credits on the Party Next Door project, there isn't a single UMG artist. It has mostly independent Canadian producers, and there's no UMG in sight. And to me, this is what Iceman really means, is all this. When Pusha T claimed that UMG stopped the Kendrick verse on the Clips album, I believe him because I think they didn't want to piss Drake off even more. It's pretty obvious they had high hopes of patching things up with Drake, but I can almost guarantee that that's never going to happen. Just take a look at the artists that he took out at Wireless Festival. Lauryn Hill, look into her history on how she feels about record labels. She is someone that had deep, ongoing issues with Sony and Roughhouse. She hated it. She walked away, and there are a lot of theories for what exactly happened with her and the industry. Bryson Tiller, under Sony. Lotto, Sony. Vanessa Carlton, this young girl was supposed to be a superstar.
This white
and
guy's
it was
on
with the
this shit,
exact
man.
same record
He
that
be
she
on
played
this
with
shit,
Drake
dude.
at Wireless, 1,000
It
Miles,
just take a
that
lot of
got her
work to
signed
really
under
do that.
UMG. Coming into her second album, she hated working with this label. She had zero creative control. They controlled her entire life. She absolutely hated it. And the industry chewed her up and spit her out, and she left in 2005.
My dream came true. I got this record deal. I thought it was gonna, it's gonna be this amazing situation. And at the end of the day, I was in a really bad situation with the people that I was working with.
Make her
boobs bigger, make her butt higher. There's a lot of weirdness.
Hey, man. And it ain't always, see, people be thinking it be the record companies just doing it to the black people and all that, bro. They doing it to everybody, bro. They doing it to everybody. That's why a lot of these artists they not dealing with them, man. They doing the stuff they sell. Niggas recording themselves, all types of stuff, bro. They not doing it. They not using big people for beats. They going to the hood and it's still doing the same thing. That's what Party Next Door with Drake did.
A lot of possessiveness that was happening.
Jay Huss, independently signed. 21 Savage, Sony. Mario, another artist that was used and abused by the system who had such little creative freedom. He walked away from the label in 2015 and went independent.
Well, you said that you had to leave 600 songs behind when you
Oh
left.
yeah. I left. There's a lot of songs in there. I can't remember the exact number, but
Okay.
yeah. But
a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Bobby Valentino, another artist who was under UMG that voiced his frustrations with album delays and less expected sales. He was dropped in 2008 and went independent.
Then you go get a label situation, and then here comes the label telling you what producers to work with, what your sound is, and then when it doesn't have success, you're gonna drop me. It's like, oh well, it didn't work. Peace.
Sexy Red, not with UMG. She's with Gamma, independent label. Burna Boy, Warner, Skepta, independent. Central C, Sony. Vibes Cartel, independent. Dave, independent. PopCam, Warner. Rema was signed to a label called Maven, and in 2024, that label was purchased by UMG. Just 2 months after UMG made the purchase, he went into a Twitter rant and said the following: "Shakes my head, the fuck is this? Labels, get creative. Stop trying to clone me. No new music. Sorry. I'm too big for fake PR. Bye." He completely removed the label information from his Instagram and all of his socials. Like, industry insiders are saying he left. It's not confirmed, but it's obvious he's not happy. Every single guest at Wireless has either absolutely zero ties to UMG whatsoever, or they worked for UMG in the past, got taken advantage of, had a terrible experience, causing them to leave, or they got dropped and discarded like they were nothing. Not only does it seem like Drake is not collaborating with anyone under UMG's umbrella musically, but when it comes to UMG pulling in profit from artist show money, he seems to be making a statement with this also. Yeah, sorry, my delivery days are done. I did it for 15 years. Here you go, take the keys. The truck's empty.
The truck empty. Hey, pay attention. The truck empty.
The sad truth is, most artists who leave major label deals never regain their momentum. At Wireless, Drake had special guests with long-standing issues with record labels, and that wasn't random. This is a quiet and calculated move that mirrors the narrative within his lawsuit.
You Neo in the Matrix, these niggas just Nemo in the ocean.
Drake has been laying out all the clues. Like the guy is going independent.
You just gotta pay
100%.
attention. He wanted
In
to,
episode 1 of
as he
Iceman,
should. He
Drake
should
is
be.
working at the manufacturing
No, there's
plant.
no way.
He's a cog in the machine, just another worker inside the system.
That's exactly how
We
he
see
is.
flashes of a young, hungry Drake, just a naive kid chasing the dream, but that innocence fades fast. The scene shifts to something far darker as we see Drake surrounded by guns with 2 larger rifles aimed at one another. And from the beginning, I saw this as a metaphor for the war with the label system, specifically UMG.
Listen, in the video, they had Drake standing like I guess at this house, and he was just standing with all these heaters. Man, it was so many heaters. They was all in a line, just laid on the ground. I was like, what is this thing? He about to drop something, bro, and it's gonna be intense. Like it's like a movie with it or some shit.
When Drake clocks out and slams that gate shut, it is symbolic. He's not just ending a shift, he's walking away from the machine and he's going to war against them.
You don't remember the olden days? If y'all people my age, I'm 44. Y'all don't remember the Michael Jackson videos where he had the movie before the video? Or the video is a movie type shit. Man, bring shit like that back. Where the videos costed $1 million. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that type of shit.
Some rumors say that Iceman is the final album that is owed to UMG under contract. And if this is true, then it all makes sense. This is it. Like Iceman is his last work shift. He's done. So to me, it only makes sense that when he parks that truck and 3 weeks later, the man is saying they found it and it's empty. That's because Drake's days as UMG's delivery boy are over.
And he ran
And to
with
me,
the
this
work.
is a huge part
Ran
of
out
the
with the
premise
work.
behind Iceman and like what all this means. Anyways, the scene switches to a brick wall and you could see there's a door with a Pinocchio drawn onto it. Now, I actually tracked this exact location down, and as you could see here, the Pinocchio artwork isn't on the shot from Google Maps. So obviously Drake put that there for a reason. Filming it in Manchester makes sense because he had a show just the next night. Next, it switches to a scene where we see a pedestrian crosswalk sign, and I was able to find this location on the map as well. You can see that it's just up the street from the last scene. Something that you'll also notice here is that on the pedestrian sign itself is a hand-drawn sketch of what appears to be Spider-Man. And that's not even the first time that we saw this sketch. In episode 1, I remembered that when the scene showed the whiteboard with all the different types of ice on it, you could also see that same character again. At first, I really thought this was Spider-Man,
bro.
but Certified Jarrett
Movies
on
used
Twitter
to be in
claimed that this was the
videos,
logo
bro.
of Ben Dorado, who carried out a lot of design work
Yes,
for Cardi and
dog.
Drake's album, and he
Yes.
also works closely with Drake's brand partner, Nocta. So I'm just not going to go
But
down
you
any
will have to
Spider-Man
figure out what's
rabbit
going
holes
on and
yet.
shit in the
The
video.
scene then
This is
switches
witty
for
rap,
the third
bro.
time,
This is
and
what makes
again,
niggas
I
good
traced it
rappers.
all on a map.
They
So
witty.
without a doubt, the last 3 shots were all filmed in the exact same area. As you can see here, this is the exact same location from Drake's stream. I saw people assume that this was like pre-recorded, but it's not. This is all live. Next, the scene switches to the inside of the building, and the business that Drake is at is called Sure Shot Brewing in Manchester. I even found a photo from this exact same scene with Drake on their website. They're a small independent company. Drake enters the scene still wearing the Iceman hoodie from
It
the
all
first
means
episode,
something. All
and you
this
can
shit
see him
means
looking at the
something,
red
bro.
button on the left-hand
The
side.
Iceman
Then he
hoodie.
tinkers with the control panel in the front, which also has a red button, and the scene switches again, and he approaches another red
And
button.
what's so crazy
You
is the
can't really see
companies
which
is real.
buttons he's pressing.
It's not
On
like
Sure
it's
Shot's
a movie,
Instagram
but
account, they shared
the
some
companies
photos
and
of
shit, the
Drake in
places
their
that
shop with
the
the
shit is
following
real.
caption: "Had a new brewer start last night. He turned on the chiller, prepped the lines, and locked up. Not sure he'll be back." So he's turning on the chiller, which kind of, is in line with the Iceman theme. So for anyone that doesn't believe that this was a live stream, the company clearly said that it all took place last night. And they even posted
Posted the
footage of the
footage.
cameraman filming.
Filming.
This was definitely all in real time.
It was a
Next, we
live
switched to
stream.
a scene with a man wearing
Telling
a
you,
Pinocchio
he doing
costume,
something that
standing
ain't
behind
been
a
done.
tree
I
with a
said a
red
movie. It
trailer
was a
behind
live
him
stream.
that
That's
reads
crazy.
deliveries up to 27 million, all in a day's work, with the word work blocked out. The scene that we're looking at in this case is exactly across the street from the building that Drake is inside. Pinocchio is stalking Drake. Like he's watching them. The red trailer and the words that you are seeing is from a Royal Mail delivery truck in the UK. They have always parked their trucks in this location. Now, the slogan on the truck itself is interesting because of the number 27 million. This is the exact number of views that Kendrick's Super Bowl performance had on YouTube in the first 24 hours. Given the fact that Pinocchio is paired with that number, I just don't think it's a coincidence. Drake has made plenty of claims about bot usage, and now we've got a man literally stalking him in a Pinocchio costume. So there's no doubt in my mind that this character is meant to represent Kendrick. When we look at the character of Pinocchio, he is a wooden puppet fabricated by the man, and a fairy grants him the powers to be able to move around like a real person. From here, he desires nothing more than to be a real boy, and there is even a point in the 1940 Disney movie where Pinocchio is manipulated into performing at a puppet show by a fox named.
And I'm gonna show y'all something. Everybody knows that the first battle, Kendrick based most of his shit off movies. Everything that he was torching Drake with was I forget what movie it was called. Dang. You could tell that Kendrick watched a lot of old movies. I forget what the movie was. This guy explained the movie. So this is where he going back at him. I'm telling you, man, he not gonna lose and he not gonna stop. But I don't think Kendrick want to play with him no more, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he should have been ready. He was thinking that Drake would have been a little bit more ready, and he not gonna do it no more, dog. I think Drake is just putting this together to let everybody know that he's still the greatest, dog. And he's not the greatest rapper ever, but he's still great. Like you know.
Honest John, as he ensures him that if he does this, it will make him a star.
Bright lights, music, applause, fame, straight to the top. Why, I can see your name in lights, lights 6 feet high.
Pinocchio listens to Honest John, he does the show, and at first it all seems to be 100% worth it. However, he's ultimately trapped in a cage and is destined to be owned by the show owner for life.
To me, you are belonging. We will tour the world, Paris, London. You will make lots of money.
The role of Honest John in the Disney movie is an interesting parallel when we consider that John Janik, the CEO of Interscope Records, was so heavily involved in Kendrick's career. It's even more interesting when we see that John Janik has been named in the UMG lawsuit, where Drake's legal team have made demands to see compensation, incentives, salaries, and bonuses from John Janik specifically. In fact, it was just February of 2024, several months before the beef started, where it was announced that John will be shifted into a role where he assumed a greater responsibility over U.S. label operations for UMG. So I feel like this is like a bigger connection when it comes to Pinocchio and why this is Kendrick, because it all ties back to John Janik. Pinocchio was manipulated to perform in front of a packed house where he is lying to the audience to become a star. The two stories have remarkable parallels because Drake is implying that Kendrick is a label pawn in UMG's game. Drake has accused Kendrick of being a grifter and inauthentic. He's made claims of Kendrick's jealousy towards him and his long-standing desire to be in Drake's place. Like Pinocchio, Kendrick wants to be Drake, who is also known as the Boy, and with the assistance of the labels, he's given the biggest stage of his career. However, just like the 1940 movie, Drake is insinuating that all this will be short-lived because the facade cannot be maintained when it's built on a mountain of lies. This is not even the first time that he called him a puppet. He said it on Taylor Made.
Hate all you corporate industry puppets, I'm not in the mood.
While we're still on the topic of Pinocchio, remember we saw that Drake drew the character on the door next to that brick wall. Doors turn out to be an important theme in the Pinocchio movie because many of the doors that he goes through are metaphorical traps. They look inviting but lead to danger. It's with this symbol on the door where Drake seems to be saying that when it's open up, Kendrick's lies will be devastatingly exposed. And yes, I did watch Pinocchio for this video. When it comes to the phrase on the truck, if you look closely, the word work is partially covered, leaving just the letter K and a period, which stands for KDOT. Now, to me, this part is probably just a coincidence because the sign that is blocking the word has been in that location for a very long time, even in older photos. I do think it's a coincidence because that sign, like, it looks like it hasn't moved in years. Drake closes the gate behind him and steps outside, glancing around like he's checking to see if someone's trailing him. Then we cut to another shot of Pinocchio, only now he's moved. He's no longer by the tree as he's crept closer to the building, hiding awkwardly in the
Nigga done went to
bushes.
Google
With
Maps
that
on the
said, he's
nigga.
doing a terrible job of blending in. His bright red costume clashes hard against the green backdrop. He sticks out like a sore thumb, just watching as Drake walks right past him. You'll notice that Drake looks back in his exact direction multiple times. It's possible that Drake knows what he's doing, but he doesn't seem all that bothered by it. The scene then switches to a close-up of door number 1, where the camera focuses on security tracking labels. This is a sure sign that the area is being monitored, which might not be the best news for Pinocchio, especially considering what unfolds later in the stream. The scene then switches to a departure board for a train headed to York from the Manchester Piccadilly station. This train is set to depart at 2:44 a.m., and I confirm that this is indeed a regular scheduled route. So it's not like Drake put the words there. Like, this
Everything
is
is
an
real,
actual
dog. I keep
scheduled
telling you,
route
dog.
at that station. And really, this is another strong indication that everything we are seeing is
Bring
being
back
filmed
this
in
type
real
of rap
time.
right here.
2:44 a.m. is 9:44 Eastern. The stream was scheduled for 9 o'clock. It had a 10-15 minute delay. And as you could see, the clock that's rolling shows a time of 9:21 p.m. So again, for the people who think this is all pre-film, like, it's not. It's all live. What we see next is the
live.
Manchester Victoria Bats building.
It
This
looked
is an
live.
old building that was
It
built
looked
in
clear,
1906
like you
as a place
filming
where
it
people
live
could
from a
bathe and
phone.
shower. Next, we switch to various scenes within the building itself, and the common theme for most of the visuals is clearly doors. Unlike the closed doors shown with the Pinocchio on it, these doors are all open. This likely symbolizes what we discussed earlier. An open door symbolizes that secrets are no longer hidden. Something that was once private is now exposed or accessible. Multiple open doors also symbolize multiple
You gotta do
secrets.
some research
While Drake
against
was in
this
the
Desmond.
brewery, we
My
saw
bad, I see
multiple
your
red
comment.
buttons, and you'll soon see the name of the upcoming
This
song
nigga,
that he
he
previews
doing
is
something
called
different,
Which
bro.
One? Which one? Like, which button should I press first? Like, which door should I open?
Which
The
one?
scene cuts to Central C,
Pay
dressed like a
attention.
British mobster, clearly channeling Tommy from Peaky Blinders, who also filmed at Victoria Bats in season 2, episode 6. In that episode, Tommy holds dangerous secrets about government deals and intelligence operations. He really knows too much, and he fears that powerful people around him might have him killed. So he begins writing a letter that exposes everything just in case he's found dead.
After I've served my purpose, I believe they intend to kill me. I therefore want to name a particular individual in this letter. The agent who has initiated and orchestrated this crime is Major Chester Campbell of the British Secret Intelligence Service. In the event of my death, it is imperative he be brought to justice.
Eventually, Central C, who again seems to be channeling Tommy's character, meets Drake at the top level of the pool and hands him a bag. Now, in my opinion, the bag likely represents one of two things. One, incriminating evidence that someone gave Drake, meaning he's in possession of something they never thought would surface, information that certain people are desperate to keep buried. Or two, the bag acts as a metaphor for the knowledge that Drake already has. Central C's character really could just be a symbol or a vessel. Whether it's contracts, manipulation, streaming games, dirt on Kendrick, or industry puppeteering, the bag represents all that. In theory, it holds everything that Tommy's letter contained at the beginning of that episode. The bag is most definitely the bomb. For Pinocchio, I was able to watch the movie because it's just one movie. Like Peaky Blinders is a fucking series. Like I would have to watch. I would never get the video done, but I did watch that episode, and this is what I came up with. The scene then cuts to a woman dancing in an empty pool to Drake and Central C's new track, Which One?
I'm at the carriage of London birds. We are heading out the pillow face first.
Keep in mind, this stream pretty much acts as the music video for this song. And when you think of a pool, it's typically a fun place that's full of life and energy. And one can imagine that a typical music industry video for a song like this one would fall into a much happier scene. However, Drake is threatening to show the other side of it by draining the pool. When that happens, the scene becomes eerie, and the fun facade behind many of our favorite dance records have a far darker backstory. The woman is wearing all black, and the scene doesn't scream party, but I'm trapped. In many ways, like an empty pool, the artist becomes a shell of one's former self. Again, that's just my perspective, my take. The song could also have some sort of dark
Could be
meaning
right.
intertwined in it that's not visible to the general public. Drake has been known to layer subliminals towards people where only they know what he's talking about. When it comes to Drake, that's why you can't only focus on his rapping records, right? Because he
Yes.
layers different messages
Different
in
messages.
like
You
R&B
gotta,
records.
and this
Or
guy,
like it could be some happy singing
bro,
song that
bro, he dissed so many people, bro. So many rappers he dissed, and only they knew who he was talking to. He don't say their names, bro. This guy breaks it down, so it let you know who he talking and what he talking
might
about.
have something darker tied to it.
81, they'll bring the crashers to the party.
Central C and Drake then dap up, and he leaves with the bag, and the next scene focuses on the plunge bath in the building. These baths were typically really cold, so this could be another tie-in to the Iceman theme. Next, we get Central C sitting down, and he previews a new record.
Man, I'm calling my phone about beefing my feet in the sun. That's a juxtaposition.
I fuck with the record, actually, but I just don't, like, I'm not going to break it down now. Again, it's with this Central C track where Drake is just buying time so that he can get in position for the next scene. That's why we start seeing flashes of scenes that we were already shown. Eventually, we see the gate for Manchester Piccadilly Station, which is exactly where Drake needs to be to catch that train to York. The scene switches where we see Pinocchio, aka Kendrick, running after Drake. This is meant to symbolize that the evidence that Drake has in the bag puts him miles ahead of the puppet that is chasing him. It's really symbolic in the sense that Drake is saying, after everything you just did, you still aren't ahead of me, and you never will be. Lies can never outrun the truth. Your story is not sustainable, and what's in this bag is going to make sure of it. Drake is on this crazy next level
I
breakthrough
told
shit,
y'all,
and,
dog.
and if I'm Kendrick, he's probably tossing and
Leave
turning
this
right
shit
now.
alone.
Kendrick's probably having trouble sleeping.
Yeah, I'm leaving this shit
They
alone.
can't see. My nose
Yeah,
don't grow
I'm
low.
leaving this one
We
alone.
then see Drake walking through Piccadilly
Somebody
Station,
helped him with
miles
Albert
ahead of the
this
puppet.
shit.
He gets into
Right.
an elevator, and the instrumental starts where you
Right.
already know what time it is with this. We all know what Drake is about to do with this beat. I believe it's on this track, this exact track, where he's going to expose some of the information that's contained in the metaphorical bag. When Drake catches the elevator with this playing in the background, it only spells out one thing: I'm on a whole other level than the guy that's still outside the building. Lastly, we see the words coming
attention,
soon
man.
with a Pinocchio silhouette in the middle, which means Drake is going to be exposing a lot of these lies in the very near future.
Hey, hey, dog. I'm telling y'all, dog. He don't want to lose, bro. Some people are sore losers, and he gonna come back hard. Somebody helped him out with this idea, and it's a damn good idea. It's a damn good idea. If it wasn't for people like What's the Dirt, man, we wouldn't even know what was going on, man. Like Drake dissed a lot of rappers, bro. So many. If you go up to What's the Dirt, go subscribe to him, man. It's What's the Dirt, like dirt, DIRT. Man, he'll tell you everything. He throw jabs. That's why all the rappers don't like him. Keep telling you, dog. Okay, now see, and what Kendrick was saying is that okay, You thinking it's just the rappers that don't like you, Drake, but the company people don't like you either. So what Drake is insinuating that the company, he might be right. The company people probably don't like me and they helped you. That's what Drake. And what I got in his bag, what my lawyer what I'm about to spill, I can tell you that they helped your ass. That's what Drake's saying. So it's something to look out for if you like hip hop, man. I'm gonna go to something that I seen, man. You know, AI is definitely deadly in these times, man. I'm gonna go to something I seen. I hope I put it in there right, man. Did I put it in there? Oh no, this ain't it. All right.
Hunters, I heard you was scared to get down in court today, blood. Lace them up and come get your DP. On the dead homies. I'm gonna squabble Cuz over there, then I'm gonna get down with Cuz and knock you out, Loke.
On 5-1 Trouble, you got 4 fades, Cuz. You was on Instagram dissing the set.
On 5-8, that wasn't me, Cuz.
Where you from, blood? This West Side Lanes.
Altadena Block.
On Grape Street, he got this bitch stanky, Cuz. I'm about to bail out.
On Gangsters, I'm crying, Cuz.
Blood on 20s, I knocked out a schoolyard in the court tanks.
That's right, blood on Swans. They tried to pack me out yesterday.
Got one more for you, and I want God. It's crazy. I want God to forgive me for this one right here because this is just AI. It's just jokingly. It's Sunday. I was supposed to do it last Sunday, but I didn't know. So we gonna go anyway.
Look here, you big back bitch. Stop being so damn aggressive and operate in your femininity. Look here, bitch. You can't be a wife and a hoe at the same damn time. Can I get an amen?
And this is for Keisha back there with the missing side tooth and the crunchy ass wig. Why you keep texting my husband? Bitch, your husband been texting me. He got a shrimp in his pants anyway. You can have him.
Act like you allergic to tithe, and every time the basket come around, you start looking for gum. God bless a cheerful giver, not a slick one. Don't ask God to order your steps if you're going to keep dragging your feet. Faith without motion is just a nap with gospel music playing. Some of y'all be praying for peace, but still hanging out with chaos every weekend. Well, you can't ask God to calm the storm, then invite the storm to brunch. Some of y'all got more loyalty to your phone charger than your prayer life. You panic when that battery hit 5%, but let your soul run on E all week. Some of y'all be saying that God knows my heart, like that's a get out of accountability free card. He do know your heart, yeah. And he also saw that text you sent. I caught you at the strip club Saturday night, and you got the nerve to play God's music on Sunday? Pastor, how you know I was there?
Yep, I saw you with Diamond, your face all in her cheeks like it was the Last Supper or something.
Yep. You're only 4 days old. How's life been since leaving the womb?
Yeah, I want to go back. I heard Donald president again.
So y'all, they got dang AI, man. AI, man, is something serious, dog. Like, you don't know what's real, what's fake. That baby said, man, they want to go back in the womb because they heard Donald is president, man. Hey. But yeah, man, that's been, it's been my hour of power. I may be back later, maybe not, maybe not. I go by Self-Made Hustle. You know what it is. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hope y'all have a beautiful Sunday. Make sure y'all cook up some good meals for the kids. I'm out of here, man.
I feel like a warbler, protecting my soul, but praying on my knees so many nights. Birds right outside this room, terrorized. You make it out, you'll treat this shit like paradise. Money stacked in the wall, it's secure. Doc did an ultra scan on my heart, and it's pure.
Yeah.
I can sit back and tell you all we can endure grind. Many nights, cash for different countries, I take every kind. Build another brand, shit big as Calvin Klein. Better watch me close, y'all want a mastermind. I'm the one giving no hope, and nigga, that's a sign. Many nights, cool summer, thin as ice. Many nights, many cries, real ties. Another 100 count a million times. No, I told you once that on the time reveal. Any loan I ever got, I've been on time with my bill. All this cash come from my stock, gon' make me interest a year. Every single account, I'm giving attention this year. Patient and staying focused while I'm blazing this flip. 6 rats out my account, a couple days for a trip. Big bitch on my line, waiting any day for the trip. Belly nights, knuckles in my bag on very high. Say you got my back, then don't you never lie. Build a new foundation and it stabilize. I don't want your help, I want you patronize. Many nights, cool summer, thin as ice. Many nights, many cries, real ties. Another 100 count a million times. Paradise. Paradise.
Status Bell Harbor, a ball in his mouth for my brothers. Oh, your bag, told the cutter, I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going as L'Oreal about the paddock, then going as Jordan, that's dead. For leak water, trying to drown a bitch, it's a habit, tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm clipping a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating them out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for them chemical man. Real nigga learn up, wearing a bag. Piping a bitch, and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. They with some scammers, but no one's a pain. Trapping no rapping, my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.